Hey there and welcome to Fat Daniels. This video has been recorded during the COVID-19 lockdown, so from all of us here at Fat Daniels Barbecue, we wish you all well and hope that you're keeping safe and staying at home. For today's episode, we're using something that should be relatively easy to get hold of even in these difficult times. We're cooking barbecue chicken wings. The first thing to know about barbecuing chicken wings is that everybody does it differently. There is no right or wrong way, only what works for you. So I'm going to do it my preferred way, maybe try a couple of things along the way, and hopefully at the end of the day we'll have something pretty delicious to tuck into. So let's take a look at our chicken wings. As you can see, these have got a part that's missing that normally sticks out here. That's the wing tip. This is generally not an awful lot of use for barbecuing because it's just skin and bone. It's fine for using to make stock, so if you've got them, cut them up and pop them in a pot and use them for that. But otherwise, for barbecue purposes, they're pretty much useless. Then, in the middle, there's what's known as the middle wing, also known as the flat and the wingette. And nearest the bird, there's a section that looks like a small chicken drumstick, which is known as the drum or drumette. Those are the three parts of your chicken wing. But I like to cook my drumettes and my flats separately. So I'm going to separate the two by putting a knife on through the joint between the two. There's a nice little crease in there for your blade to fit into. Use a sharp knife and some good force and just slice through and they'll come away nice and easily. Now, as I said before, everybody does their wings differently. For some people, these will be ready to go on the barbecue now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Other people would apply a rub, others might pop these into a brine for a while. I like the idea of a brine, but I like to also marinate mine, so I use a combination of salt and buttermilk along with other aromats, and I marinate my wings before barbecuing. So, I'm going to get on with making my marinade. For this, we're going to need some buttermilk, a generous pinch of salt, some garlic puree, and finally some Tabasco sauce. A couple of generous shakes of the bottle just to give it a bit of a kick. So what we do now is give this a thorough whisking until it's all properly combined. And there you go. That's our marinade ready to use. So, with our marinade made, it's time to get cracking and cut up these chicken wings. And there we are, all done. So there's nothing left to do now except pop them into our marinade, give them a thorough toss to make sure they're well and evenly covered, and that's just about perfect. I'm now going to go and cover these with cling film and pop them in the fridge and leave them overnight. If you want them a bit sooner than that, you can always leave them at room temperature for about 4 hours or so. Right, well here we are then. These wings have been left to steep overnight in the buttermilk marinade, and all I've done other than that is wipe off the excess marinade and pile them up on a plate. Next thing to do is to apply our rubs. I'm going to start with my Dixie Dust all-purpose seasoning. Give this a liberal and generous coating. Ah yeah, now this is where the magic happens. With the Dixie Dust applied, I'm going to give it another seasoning, in this case my Fat Daniels barbecue rub. And with the two rubs applied, we're going to flip the wings over and do exactly the same on the other side. So with these wings all nicely rubbed, it's time to get them on the barbecue. As you can see, I'm using a charcoal barbecue today, and I'm cooking these using the indirect method. If you take a close look at the coals, you'll see that they're all stacked to one side. I'm placing the flats furthest away from the coals, as these are thinner and take less time to cook. The drumlets are going nearest to the coals, where the heat is higher, and they should all cook at around about the same sort of time. These coals aren't particularly fierce, so the cooking temperature won't be that high. So I'm going to allow 5 to 10 minutes before I go and turn these wings over. After a further 10 minutes cooking, these wings are about done. But in order to crisp the skin up, I'm going to move them directly over the coals just to finish them off. Using my trusty temperature probe, I'm going to check for an internal temperature of about 80 degrees. There is a saying that says above 75 to stay alive, but where chicken is concerned, I like things just to be that little bit better cooked, so low to mid 80s is good for me. And here we are, the wings straight off the grill. Don't they look good? And now we're left with the next dilemma: dry or sauced? This can be quite a big question, but just for the point of this video, I'm going to go both ways. There are plenty of proprietary wing sauces out there. I've got a couple here. Frank's Red Hot Wing Sauce, which is a good stalwart and probably the best known around the world, and one from our friends at Wing Jam, which I'm going to try for the first time today. I'll start by putting some aside, dry, so we can use them as a control. Then I'm going to sauce some with each of the two sauces I've got. Saucing is quite simple. You just need a bowl to which you add about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of your sauce. Add your wings and give them a good toss so that the wings are thoroughly coated. The heat in the wing will set the sauce onto the wing, and then you're ready to go. Just turn them out on a plate. Right, well, that gives me 2 sets of wings sauced and a dry set to compare to, so let's clear the decks and taste these wings. Right, well, I think it's time to give these a try. We'll start with them just straight. Now that is really tasty. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. We'll now move on to the Frank's hot sauce. A good vinegary kick from the sauce. That also is a good wing. And finally, we'll try one that's been made with the sauce from our friends at Wing Jam. There's a real fruity heat to that. That's a good wing. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of wings, and I think I've got things to do. So I'll see you again soon. Take care. Well, thanks for joining us, and in these difficult times, from everyone here at Fat Daniel's Barbecue, stay home, stay safe, and stay healthy. Good food, good times. Fat Daniel's.